Yo. It's your boy, Mark Spark. Welcome to another edition of the Mark Spark Show. I am your host, Mark Spark. This is good. We're gonna get into it. Welcome to another edition of the Mark Spark Show. So, I hope everybody's staying cool on this very hot summer day. This is day 2 of the heat wave. I hope y'all are all, under a nice, cool environment, under air conditioner or something. Me, myself, I'm in the office putting in that work, as you can see. You know what I mean? That's 365. We doing this, getting to it. You know what I'm saying? But everybody that's working outside, all your delivery people, all your construction workers, everybody that's working in this hot weather, I hope y'all are staying hydrated, staying safe. You know what I mean? Keeping it cultivating in this hot weather, because it's easy to get all kind of sicknesses from the heat and stuff. Even me myself, like something flew in my eye, and my eye been bothering me since yesterday. So I'm trying to just keep it cultivating, going forward, moving right through that. You know what I mean? Jumping right over that hurdle. We don't let obstacles slow us down. Stagnation is never an option. We always keeping it cultivating, growing forward, you dig? So, with that being said, let's get into it. Today's episode. This should be an interesting episode. So, I came across this story about in Jacobi Hospital. They had an empty building. They were trying to get housing for critically injured Rikers Island inmates. And they were going to house them there, and they were receiving a lot of resistance. And I guess people that are running for Congress and such are trying to petition against that. And they're afraid, and they feel like they don't know what, excuse me. They don't know what kind of offenses these people were convicted of or may be facing charges of. So they don't want them in the community. And it's like, you see both sides of that argument, where you could kind of understand why they would feel that way or whatever the case may be. But then we also would have to look at some of these people haven't been found guilty of anything. And not only that, but even if they have been found guilty, shouldn't they have programs for people that have been found guilty to try to help them, get back into community, get back into society, to integrate back into society? So my question is, well, if you're not going to offer these people any kind of help or assistance, then what happens when they come back into society? Will it be anarchy and like every man for themselves when they try to have people judge them based upon whatever bad decisions they made in their past? So not only that, but like I said, some of these people, are critically injured. So this would be like a comfortable place for some of them to die at, because they're critical, their injuries are critical, and they might not even make it. So it's like that, and that brings up a whole nother discussion of, do people in these institutions get the proper health care? Are they getting, do people that have existing conditions and like terminally ill inmates? Are they getting like the health care that they need while they're in custody? So it's it's really a topic that has a lot of layers to it. Yeah, so topic that has a lot of layers to it, and you know, you can't just write people off in society. Like, it's just interesting to me how like people will be so quick to help Israel. They'll be so quick to help Ukraine. Everybody wants to help everyone else, but then there's people clearly in our country that economically, you know what I mean, and socially, just with the education system and the way the economic system is set up, the structure of it, there's people that need help in our own country that never get help, but we're always in these other countries meddling and all this other stuff. And when it comes to us people here, they tell you they don't got money for you. Like, they cut the anything academic, any extracurricular activities in these schools, they cut them, and they claim there's no money. But then it's like, where's all this money coming from? So, and I say that to say, like, a lot of people feel like politics doesn't affect their lives until they end up incarcerated and then find out they have COVID or something, and then not get proper medical care and feel like they're about to die or something. And it's like, for certain people to see that, yo, and I'm not here to preach to you or try to make you vote one way or another, but what I'm here to say is people should pay attention to what's going on and participate in one way or another, because it just shows you that it stuff affects you. It might not affect you today, but it'll affect you later on down the line, and decisions are being made and policies are being made, and sometimes this stuff is not on our behalf, like it's not in our better interest. So I think that, you know, people should just really wake up and pay more attention to what's going on, rather than just acting like just because you shut off your TV that these things aren't happening, because they are, and it affects us. Or if it don't affect you, it might affect a family member or somebody close to you. But, you know, everything that happens within, like, government now, like, it makes me pay attention. Just the fact that they made it so that at a time, like, to see your sick loved ones, or, you know, to even work to take care of yourself in certain industries, they made it in New York City where people have to be vaccinated, and the vaccine has been proven to not even be, you know.
You can search for COVID-19 vaccinations.
Hey, I didn't want to say anything about that word, Siri, where you, in fact, I'm about to turn you off. We're not speaking anything about that word on here. But the point I was making is, we live in a country where they made it at a time, like, they were uncertain about things. They don't know what's in this. We don't know what's in it. We don't know if it's certain to work or not. We don't know if it might have negative effects on us later on. But they made it so people, to keep their jobs or to see their loved ones when they're in the hospital, that they had to have this thing. So, you know, that in itself is something to look at, and not like just write off and act like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just blindly trust anything. You should always be able to ask questions about anything and then get answers to your questions from the appropriate, you know what I mean, sources. And it just hasn't been that way with that. So, you know, with that being said, you just got to take care of your family, take care of yourselves, and take care of your business. You know what I mean? A lot of people procrastinate, they play games, and you can't, like, the way things are set up now, you just can't do that. Like, we're headed toward a recession. A lot of people is not, you know, seeing that. They out partying every week and whatnot, but the truth of the matter is we're headed toward a recession, and, you know, when that recession hits, they think that things is bad now, but, like, when the recession hits, we're gonna see, like, a crime wave like no other, because we're gonna see people that are gonna be desperate, and they're gonna be like really desperate, and then you're gonna see a whole lot of like stuff. That's why all my videos I try to keep people aware and alert and tell you guys to just pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to what's going on in the world globally. Pay attention to all of this, because it all ties into each other. And it's like, ever since the Ukraine thing, it's been more expensive living here in New York. So and when you see that, like how, it's like we're paying to help them, and we can't even. A lot of us is like struggling to pay our own bills. So it's like, when you really look at what's going on and you look at where we're headed, you gotta stack your ones and really save. Don't make unnecessary purchases. You know what I mean? Anything that you need, get it. But it's like at this point, yeah, we headed toward a recession, and when we head into that recession, it's gonna be tough times for people. So, because a lot of people are not gonna be prepared. A lot of people are not paying attention, and a lot of people don't see this. But with that being said, it's gonna be up to us to protect our families and ourselves, because at the end of the day, you can't sit there and wait for the police to be there. The police are like an afterthought. They come after the crime has already been committed. Now they opening up the gun laws so that business owners and like law-abiding citizens could actually apply for licenses for concealed carriers. You know what I mean? And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think that people should be able to like protect their businesses and protect their families. You know what I mean? So that they could, live productive lives and go to work and make their money and not have to worry about someone that doesn't want to work as hard, or someone that doesn't want to make those sacrifices of waking up early mornings at times. You know what I mean? Being in the office or whatever. They just want to take what you work for. So you shouldn't have to like be afraid of those individuals, and you shouldn't have to like wait for them to do something to you and then the police come after. Like, you should be able to protect yourself. And I think that they know that they can't keep everybody safe. So, it's a rise in the crime here. So I think that's another reason why they like, yeah, let these people have their Second Amendment right to bear arms, because, you know what I mean? It is unconstitutional to just leave them out there like that. Like, they can't protect and serve you. And you should be able to protect yourself from them as well when you have corrupt police officers that try to brutalize the people as well. But that's a whole different conversation. And I'm not trying to incite any kind of violence or anything of that sort. I don't want anyone to take my words as such. I'm just saying, like, everyone has a right to be free and live freely and prosper and make it in the land of the free and live the American dream, and should not have to worry about, someone else trying to like do something to them because they made it. You know what I mean? Or if they do try it, they should be able to at least be able to defend themselves legally and not have to worry about being treated like a criminal from stopping someone else from committing a criminal act against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, but, I just want to say we should all love each other, but unfortunately, the world that we live in, there's a lot of hate, and there's a lot of people that they just, they don't have that drive, and their only ambition is to try to take somebody else's shit. So don't let it be you, whether it be your personal belongings or your life, because these people ain't playing fair out there. But, over here at Migrant Workers, like I already told you in prior videos, we don't seem to like worry about that stuff because we have so much business, we have so much stuff to do. We don't let it slow us down because that could deter you. You know what I mean? But you should be alert, and we always are. So, with that being said, I just want to say, anybody who's against the housing of those critically like injured inmates, I think you're fucking weird. You're weird because everybody deserves a chance to like, not everybody, I'll take that back. Not everybody. Not everybody. Like child molesters and stuff like that, they don't deserve shit. They don't get no. I mean, fuck all of that. They don't deserve none. But on the other hand, I do believe that, you know, people that are trying to do better and they are in a tough spot and they might be injured or something like that and they might need care and they should be treated. They should get the care that they need, and it's not gonna be in like one of those regular jail dorms or whatever. Like, so that's just my take on it. But everybody's entitled to their opinion because they don't want it in their community. I understand that, but you know what I mean? At the same time, I don't understand it because these people weren't born in jails. They weren't born in prison or whatever, or Rikers. They was born in regular society like everybody else. So it's like, what are they supposed to be locked up forever? So it's like, I think if they had like a way to transition people back into society where they have them with set up with jobs and housing and all that type of shit, where people wouldn't even know that these are former inmates, depending on their crimes, you know what I mean? I think, of course, the sex offenders should have to register, but I think that when it comes to situations like that, I think people should be able to go back into society and become a productive part of society so that they don't have to reoffend, because that's what will end up happening if they're not allowed to be a productive part of society. The chances of them reoffending become higher. So people need to understand that when they try to shut these things down, it's like you're increasing the chances of that person or those people reoffending, and that shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be to try to rehabilitate these people and get them back into society. But that's just my take on it, so that they can have their story of keeping it cultivating and how they went from being a person in that circumstance to where they became now, so that, you know what I mean, that's keeping it cultivating. But most people don't grasp that concept. They think that if you were bad once, you will always be bad, or if you made bad decisions once, you always be bad, and then they try to like punish you for the rest of your life for it. And it's like, that's not always the case. For some people, they will always be criminals. They ain't gonna never do right. But for some people, they've made bad decisions and they've overcome those bad decisions to become better people. And I'm one of the people that can honestly say that about myself. So, it just goes to show, like, ignorance is bliss for some. But I'm here to be that rude awakening and give them a dose of reality. And that's why we're keeping it cultivating. You know what I mean? Keeping it cultivating, growing forward, excuse me. But anyways, for all of y'all that was looking for the merch, the site is fully accessible. You can finally get accept all forms of payment. So you can pay with PayPal along with your credit cards if you want to use your card, or however you want to do it. You know what I mean? KeepItCultivating.com. We keeping it cultivating. You already know what it is. Head on over to the Keep It Cultivating podcast, YouTube channel, and subscribe so you can get the notification for the first episode, because that's coming soon. And we will be shooting interviews starting next week. So, you know what I mean? For booking or for any kind of inquiries, reach out to keepitcultivating@gmail.com. That's keepitcultivating@gmail.com. Yeah, so that's how we doing it. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody that subscribed to this channel, the #MarkSpark channel. I appreciate you. And there's going to be a whole lot of content coming through. And I appreciate the patience that everyone has had for me. And I love y'all. And we going to keep it cultivating. Y'all have a blessed day. And you know what I mean? Keep it cultivating, growing forward, my people. Yeah.